so I take the bike down to Kawasaki dealer to go get it fixed. My chin strap is off. And so, you know, they take a week, they fix everything. So I go down with my dad to go pick up the bike. He drops me off. So I'm pulling the bike out from the place. And I pull up to the street. And then I pulled the brake to slow down, the front brake, and there's some gravel right where the driveway is, where it meets the main road. And the front wheel of the bike just slides out from under me because I had it turned. I was trying to make a right turn out of the driveway, but I had pressed the brake, which you're not supposed to do. You always brake in a straight line. I didn't know that because I was a freaking idiot and I didn't know how to ride a bike. So everything that was broken, that my dad broke, I ended up breaking again. Lever, the foot peg, the lights. And not to mention, I did it in front of the motorcycle store, so all the motorcycle guys come running out of the store after they hear me crash. And I'm like, oh, great. So that was pretty humiliating. The only good thing that came out of that whole experience, besides the humiliation, which is always a good thing, I suppose, was, you know, it was too expensive to me to go get everything fixed again. So I ended up just getting the parts myself and then, you know, fixing everything myself. Which I should have done in the beginning because, you know, it's only minor cosmetic stuff. So that was my first experience with the bike. So I rode that around for the rest of the summer. And then I had to go to a birthday party in Waikiki. And remember, I'm still riding this bike illegally, so I have no, I think the safety check had expired, I had no insurance, I definitely didn't have a license. I did have a learner's permit, but yeah, so I rode it down to Waikiki, and I remember turning up a one-way street and I was going the wrong way. So I made a U-turn after realizing what I did to go back. And I guess a cop on a Cushman spotted me. And so he ended up pulling up behind me as I was driving to the next street. And he pulled me over, gave me a ticket. Man, that was costly. And then after that, I never rode the bike again for a while. So after that, I said, okay, I better get everything legal. So come back to like the beginning of last year. You know, I was working and everything, so I didn't really have time or the money to go out and get a bike. But I always, you know, I still always wanted to get a bike. So that's when I fell in love with the SB. I said, yeah, I really want to get one of those. But I wanted to get a 2000 or 2001 SB. Well, I think from 99 to 2001, they had these SBs with the tubular frames. and I thought those were really cool. I think from 2002 onwards, they got rid of the tubular frame for a more angular, flat looking frame. And I wasn't too into that, so I thought, oh great, I can go get myself a used SV with a tubular frame, with the round frame, at a good price, if I can find one. So I began my search, and it took me several months before I actually found one, especially here on Hawaii. So I found one, went down to go get it, and by that time I had already gotten my my license, and I took the course, everything. So that was all legitimate. And picked up this guy. I think I picked him up for like $2,600. And there wasn't a whole lot of miles on him, about, I don't know, 14,000, which I'm sure I more than doubled it already commuting into work. But I really like the SV because the reports that I had read was that it was a real good beginner's bike for a 600. It was this or get a 250 or a 500, which, you know, I kind of rode a 250 and there was some problems with that as far as the power and everything and the comfort. So yeah, I figured, okay, this is a good bike to learn. And it took me about a month to really become comfortable with it. And so I've been riding it for over a year now, maybe a year and a half. And it's a blast, so it's just nice to have, you know, your childhood dreams come true, you know, where you can make it come true. And I gotta tell you, going to and from work is, you know, the best part of my day.